Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of Story Mode. When we left off, we had just done a whole bunch of quests in Duskwood. Not all of them, but a whole bunch. And now we're going to finish them off. Oh no, if you zoom in far enough she disappears. Maybe that's void magic. I wonder what she's dreaming about. Seeing as she's a void elf, it's probably nothing pleasant. Oh hey, look, someone else is doing a Tobias Mismantle quest. Anyway, that's enough standing around. I'll conjure some mana refreshments. Mana cookie. See, I was playing my level 100 mage the other day, and they're called mana buns. So I don't know if it's just a different spell you get, or if it is a race specific thing. But anyway, it matters not. I'm thinking that since we're level 24 now, maybe we should look for some shoulder pads to log into, if I have any decent ones. I'm quickly realising that I don't have any decent ones. I guess that could work. It's very subtle. What do we think? I don't know, it doesn't match the robes. And I don't have any other robes to choose from right now. Now we'll leave it for now.
Farewell, friend of the grammar.
Farewell. So, we had to deliver the bundle of corpse weed to Oliver Harris at Raven Hill. So we can just take the flight path there. I've been looking forward to streaming this ever since my last stream, but this is pretty much the first opportunity I've had. Because I've been doing so much working lately.
Hello.
Oh, I don't know, when did I stream? It might have been Sunday. If it was Sunday, then I had a day off afterwards that I just kind of used as a day off. Raven Hill, that's where we want to go. Goodbye, Darkshire, it's been fun. So I've been thinking about where we're going next. I've decided I don't want to do Northern Strangleform, because I don't like it there, and I want to keep my attention span on this series, which means going to the places I like the most, and the places with the best narrative. And for that reason also, in the larger scheme of things, what are those crosses? Oh, it's Children's Week, isn't it? Anyway, I should probably do a stream on that at some point. Is it Children's Week? Children's Week. Oh, it ended already! Shit! I was gonna try and do the PvP achievements for Children's Week. Well, never mind. My Violet Protege can wait till next year. Not that I would have got it with this event. If you don't already know, that's the amount that you get for getting all the achievements, or all the prominent achievements in all the world events. So it takes a year to get. But it takes most people more than that, because it's a lot of achievement hunting and you're not always playing well every holiday of the year. Anyway, what I was saying is, rather than going to Outland, I love Outland. I know most people don't like Outland, but I have a real soft spot for it, because I played a bit in Burning Crusade. I love Outland, but instead of Outland I think we are just going to go to Northrend, because it has better story in it, and this is a story oriented series. But yeah, it'll also be, unless it takes too long to get there in this series. As of now, it would be my first time going through one of these zones with the level scaling, meaning there will be a lot of quests towards the latter zones that I've never done before. Because the way level scaling works is it means that now, whereas before normally you'd do Borean Tundra, Dragonblight, and then maybe you'd do some Grizzly Hills or Zoldrak, maybe even some Storm Peaks, but by that time you would have done the dungeons as well, and you would have out-leveled it, and then you would have gone off to do Cataclysm zones. Because I didn't play during Wrath. So I never got the full expansionary kind of experience, where whenever an expansion comes out you quest for all the zones. I never did that. So with level scaling it's going to be more like you do Borean Tundra and then Dragonblight, and then all you do, I don't know what order we'll do them in. I'll just do whatever the game sends me to, but it'll be nice to have a chance to do all of these zones and see their stories in the entirety. For Borean Tundra, it does have some really good quests in it, but it also has some not very good quests in it. But that's a long way off. what we need to think of immediately is what we're going to do instead of Stranglethorn. And I want it to make sense, so I don't want to go back to Westfall or Redridge, particularly. So we might have to take the Dwarven route and do Wetlands. No, Wetlands is the equivalent of Duskwood, so we'd skip Wetlands and go straight to Arathi Highlands. Maybe? I don't really like that zone, no. Oh, we'll think about it in a minute. What brings you out this way, my good lady? Welcome to our humble camp. I wouldn't call it pleasant, but it's at least somewhat private. Beg your pardon? A worgen at a farm. What we do here is not a cure. The transformation cannot be removed once inflicted, but the mind can be restored through alchemy, if enough is left intact. This worgen you've encountered sounds like he's fighting to stay away, Sorensen. We've got to find him again. If he's fled to the Jorgenstead, or if he's fled for Jorgenstead, search the Adelstead to the south. He may be lurking in one of the buildings. Inject him with this ampule to tranquilize him. You'll need to be quite close. So this is a quest I was on about in the last part where I said I was doing Lawmaster stuff. I need to attack someone without killing them, and this was before the foam sword toy was around and it was a giant pain in the ass. But Master Harris requires many regions for his serums. He has me gather them for him. Most of it's not so bad. I mean, the corpse weed is pretty bad, but it's not as bad as the widow venom. Have you seen the widows around here? The hatchlings are the size of a man. Even with a gun I couldn't go and I can't stand to go out hunting them. It's just too terrifying. If you'll do it for me, I'll gladly pay you. Just bring me back some widow venom. You'll find them all in the woods to the east, just north of the road. I'm sure as we go on, my reading voice will get a little bit more stable. Like it was last episode.
We've been walled up for far too long.
This is a tragic land with a history of violence and despair. While many of the dead roam in the flesh, some are simply lost souls wandering in confusion. They deserve to be put at ease. Many of these souls gather at the Adelstead to the south, appearing before travellers. Take the censer of holy incense. Sway it before the forlorn spirits, and let the offering of its gentle scent give them peace.
Let the light of the new moon guide you.
So I remember hearing a while ago how a lot of the time, if you're writing and it's not like a screenplay or anything like that, if you're writing without the intent of someone reading it later, you'll typically like do it differently. Like if you try and read it word for word, I'm sure it's like in screenplay scripts, actors kind of they ad-lib a little bit to try and get it sounding a bit more natural, but you kind of need to write things like if they're going to be spoken. And I feel like that's a very good example of it, that quest text I just read there. Here's the dude we need to soothe. I'll soothe him by punching him in the face a few times with my ice. Got him. Don't know if that counts for the other person. Hey, it's another void elf. What's your name? Maleficium. Maleficium? I mean, I can see what you're going for. I just don't like the name. What am I doing here again? Forlorn Spirit Soothed. Oh yeah, I do this and they either go, thank you! Or they go, apparently do nothing. I guess I have to be close to them. Sometimes they attack you, basically. I think that's usually how these quests work. I'm not going to complain if none of them attack me though, it just means it goes by faster. 4 out of 5? What are the odds? You're going to be angry at me, aren't you? I don't know. Maybe they just don't get angry. Instead of handing these in, we'll also do jitterbugs. Jitterbugs. So I follow this YouTuber called Bellula, and he covers WoW news and stuff, and I really like his videos. I think he's a cool personality. I follow him on Twitter as well. And recently, he just gave away a massive spoiler for the Magcar. Okay, that was weird. He gave away a massive spoiler for the Magcar Allied Race intro. Like a massive spoiler about the events on Draenor and stuff leading up to now. And he just went, oh, spoiler, like, the word, like all in lowercase as well, the word before the big spoiler. Why do these guys keep disappearing and reappearing? It's weird. I got really mad at him. And I tried to not be that angry guy on the internet, but I responded. I was like, this isn't an efficient use of spoilers, you know. You spoiled it for me. Second time you spoiled something for me on Twitter. And I unfollowed him and stuff. And I can't figure out, like, because I didn't get any replies whatsoever, I can't figure out if I'm justified, or like, it's like, oh, you follow someone who's covering BFA news, maybe you should expect spoilers. But man, that Lurking Morgan is really angry. But I just feel like maybe because, like, with videos you can pick and choose which ones you want to watch. Like, he doesn't just do BFA coverage, he does like other cool videos in WoW, and those are the ones I watch because I want to go into BFA as fresh as possible. But yeah, I feel like I'm justified, but I just know someone's gonna come back to me like, oh, why are you fucking blowing a gasket? Like, he covers BFA, you should know this by now. But then the fact that he put spoilers in his tweet in the first place means, I should stop. I should stop. It doesn't matter. It's fine. I'm looking forward to BFA so much. It's gonna be good. When I learned that there was gonna be Horde, well, allied races and like Horde, like specific or like faction specific content in the expansion, like heavily so, more than normal, I decided I finally needed a Horde, a max level Horde, so I made a Death Knight, because you don't need any characters at any level anymore to make a Death Knight. So I made a Death Knight and I leveled them from 58 to 65, because when you've got a level 65 character on a realm you can make a Demon Hunter and they start level 98, and I got them from level 98 to 110,
Yes.
and then I unlocked the
We are bound by a common enemy.
I unlocked the allied races through there.
I got a bad.
You have brought peace to those who knew only misery, so be proud. Several years ago, Stormwind's Captain Curzon brought a brigade into Stranglethorn Vale on a mission whose details are still murky. Curzon swiftly descended into madness, as did his men, except for a few rebels who made it their mission to undo the evils that Curzon had wrought. As I said, that was years ago. I'm now hearing rumours that Curzon is dead, but those rebels still persist at their rebellion. If you wish to investigate, you'll find them at a camp on Stranglethorn's northern border.
Watch your back.
So that's our quest leading into Stranglethorn, which I am now reconsidering. Because I've never actually read the quest text from Stranglethorn, so that could be interesting. And I don't want to do a Raffi Highlands, because I quested through there recently and I found it immensely boring. So, you know what? Let's do Stranglethorn. Let's do Stranglethorn, it'll be fine. You've got him! No time to lose then. We'll prepare to administer the serum right away. Jitters, get him ready. I'm hopeful, but let's remain professional. It's business as usual for this one. Into the guillotine he goes, and if the alchemy doesn't take, he won't be getting back out of it. Jitters and I will attend to this. Please just stand back and watch from a safe distance. Here we go. It's working. Hold him still, Jitters. I can't. Jitters. Damn it, Jitters, I said hold. Jitters! Ah! I remember now. It's all your fault. You brought a Morgan to Duskwood. You led the Dark Riders to my farm and hid while they murdered my family. Every speck of suffering in my life is your pathetic fault. I should kill you. Letting him go is the only thing that's going to separate you from the beasts now, my friend. You've got a lot of making up You've got a lot of you've got a lot to make up for, Jitters. I won't give you the easy way out. Christ. So, lesson learned: in future I won't add sound effects. That was dumb. Success! Finally! I can't thank you enough for giving me the chance to work the cure myself. A new friend may be in need of some help as well. You might want to speak with him. Firstly, let's talk to Jitters.
What can I do for you?
Did you get it? Please tell me you got it. Oh, thank you, thank you. You saved me from having to go out into the woods with those awful things. At least for a day, that is. Oh look, someone tried to invite me to the guild. That's cute. I'm afraid that... well, I'm just plain afraid, but I'm also sorry I'll have to ask you another favour. Master Harris needs brains. Bear brains. They're part of a serum, apparently, or at least a proper substitute. There's plenty of black bears in the woods to the west and along the riverbank, but I can't do it. I'm too terrified to go out there and face those huge things, even with a rifle. Please, let me pay you to bring back some.
See you around.
This fucking guy, man. Actually, I won't bother hiding the guild. Before I was lost to the woods, the last thing I remember is Morbid Fell. He was a vile necromancer, and the reason this land swarms with so many violent dead. I asked an adventurer to help me put an end to him. I thought they did, but Sister Elsington tells me the land still crawls with ghouls and spectres ripped from the grave. Morbid Fell should have breathed his last in a house on Forlorn Row, north of Ravenhill Cemetery. Go there and see what's become of him. So Sven here mentions that he asked some adventurers to get rid of the guy who raised all the dead. I'm pretty sure he's referring to a quest that existed in vanilla but no longer exists now. With the Cataclysm vanilla questing overhaul, there are a fair amount of quests which refer back to vanilla quests, but not like in a way that means that you have to have played the original game. Just had a quick swig of my drink there. Keep my voice nice and voicey. I don't know what I'm saying. There's a quest over here as well. I can't wait for ew, why would you name yourself after Blackthorn? That's a human who ran slave camps. Dude, not cool. Or, well, slave camps, orcish internment camps. It's basically the allegory for Nazism. Not all humans are good. Can you hear them, Sorensa? There's so many of them. They wander their graves, shuffling across the cold ground on rotting limbs. The dead cry out in the still air. They suffer in their own flesh, forced from sleep. Every night I venture to the graveyard to put more of them to rest, but it's never enough. Help me, Sorensa. Put the ghouls that swarm Ravenhill Cemetery out of their misery. Strike down as many as you can. Alright, calm down. So, kill bears, kill ghouls, kill the remains of Morbid Fell. With a name like Morbid Fell, you're bound to live a life of crime, right? I mean, there's really no hope for you at that point. Guys, we're on a hushed bank. We need to be very quiet. It's hushed. I'm just gonna follow this person so we can double tag mobs. Oh, and there's another person. This is going to take a while. You know what? We'll return to this quest area in a little while. We'll do these ones first. 20 ghouls. Oh, they don't even have spammable low health. I was hoping I could just spam ice lance, which I definitely didn't have to look at to remember the name of. Oh, and the best part is the rotting horrors don't count towards... Pardon me, they don't count towards quest XP. Quest XP? Quest progress. So that's annoying. Toss you burn at me. It's a bit rude. Hopefully they don't have much health. No, they have the same amount of health as everyone else. Wonderful. Pesh off. So yeah, I started leveling my level 100 mage, the arcane one, because I I think I mentioned it in a previous story mode, but I don't like Arcane Mage in Legion, because it was about management before, but it feels a bit more extreme in this expansion. But I figure maybe as I get to level 110, maybe I'll get more artifact weapon perks that'll make it feel more like it did in Warlords of Draenor. Or actually, I'm not even sure I played Arcane Mage much in Warlords of Draenor. I played it mostly in Mists of Pandaria. But maybe it'll feel more like that. And I played it to like level 101, and yeah, I quite enjoyed it. I might stream some leveling of that character at some point, but it won't be like narrative focused or anything like that. I'll be skipping through quest text because I'll have done it 1,000 fucking times because it's Broken Isles. Unless it's like the Mage Order Hall stuff, in which case it'll be new to me, so I'll be reading it. But yeah, I might stream some of that, but I won't like, even then I won't like stream it like, I won't do like a series on it. It won't be like, expect if I do a stream where I level from 101 to 103, the next one that I might do on that character might be leveling 107 to 109. Like, it's just streaming me playing WoW basically. It's not like a series. But yeah, I might do that at some point. And it's faster than ever to get from 100 to 110 nowadays, because there's Legion invasions and stuff, which give loads of XP. But I find that if I just spam Legion invasions, it gets really fucking... Well, not invasions. Is it invasions? Zone invasions. But yeah, it gets quite boring, so I don't spam it. Oh, it's even more dark and purple up here. Nice style. So I've started playing Fortnite, which is something I was going to talk about in the Daily Rogue, Daily Rogue 16, but I died. I mentioned the word Fortnite and a bat pushed me onto a spike, so I don't think the bat was a fan. But I've started playing Fortnite with my friend. Well, actually, I've started playing it solo to begin with, but I did initially play it with... Not initially, I did eventually play it with my friend. Mor'Ladim. Oh, you're part of a different quest. I remember this is annoying because I have to get into the house but not get seen by you. I think. I don't think that's him. Because there's no quest thing when I hover over him saying that I need to kill him. So yeah, pretty sure that's not him. Ah. Oh, that was a mistake. I might die. No, I'm fine.
I require a target.
I require healing more than anything. Oh, am I just sat in the plague? Can I out-heal the plague? Oh, I bet conjuring mana cookies instead of mana buns is a thing for blood elves, and that's why it's carried over to void elves. Because when you think about it, blood elves are going to care more about their figure, aren't they? Or I'm just making shit up. That's my explanation for it anyway. So the remains of Morbant Fell is just a blood-soaked hat. You just have to touch the hat and leave. That's that quest. Be like, yo, dude's still dead. Yo, it's all fine. I don't know. Anyway, I was talking about Fortnite. Yeah, it's quite fun. I'm not very good at it yet, but I've got some fun clips out of it, so expect to see those in September to October time.
I need to target something first.
And Twitch, I noticed when I was about to go stream, just released another emote pack for Prime users. Or not emote pack, but just general cosmetic pack. And Fortnite is one of those games that I think I'll find myself... Ah, this is the quest to kill you, isn't it, down here? Fortnite is one of those games that I'll find myself playing to like unlock cosmetic stuff. Not because I like cosmetic stuff, but just because I like unlocking stuff as kind of like a... Oh, I do like cosmetic stuff, I shouldn't like... Fuck, I didn't want to talk to you yet. No, go away. I don't need to kill you yet, so I'm not going to waste time killing you. Piss off. God's sake. I need to pick up your quest so that I can kill you then.
I'm out of range.
Right, I need to do this quick before this person also reaches the same conclusion. The withered grave marker reads simply, Morgan Landemore. Upon further examination, you notice that dirt over the grave has recently been disturbed, and that a good amount of dirt seems to have been displaced. Oh, I have to speak with someone before I go and kill him. Okay. There's no hurry then. It's a kitty cat. I keep interrupting myself when I talk about Fortnite, but I don't think there's really much else to say. Like, one of the reasons I played so much Overwatch, and I do still play it, but not as much as I used to, but like it's slowly starting to slow down. I play it more during events and stuff. It's because I want to unlock the skins and stuff. Look, it's not my sole reason for playing, but it's a big motivation. And it's the same with Fortnite Battle Royale. I bought the Battle Pass because it's like £7, which I think is a very fair price. Although I do think it's kind of stupid how you can spend more money to get a boost through the first 25 tiers of the pass, because that just means that they're going to front load it with like useless crap, which means that when you do have the normal battle pass, you know, it's going to be frustrating because you're not unlocking anything great for a long time. But I digress. It's just, yeah, it's just fun. I like unlocking stuff and then being able to show it off. It's why I collect so many mounts and pets in World of Warcraft. Like, okay, I know there's people with way more mounts than me, but I've been playing the game since 2013 and I've been playing it on and off. I've got 221 mounts, so I think that's quite decent. I just like riding around on a mount and being like, this is a rare mount, and people who see it are gonna, like, they're not gonna be like, oh wow, look at that guy, it's so impressive. I know it's stupid to think that way, but I do like, I'll see someone's mount, I'll be like, oh, that's cool, where'd they get that? I want to be the person on that mount who gets that little thing. It's dumb, but that's how I feel. It's the same with Overwatch skins and Fortnite shit. It's just cool customization and stuff. Man, that hibernation isn't doing much for you, is it, bro? Give me your brain. Isn't this the quest that... Yeah. Black bear brains. There's a whole bunch of bears over here that no one goes for because it's not quest marked. So that's cool. Handy to know for next time. Nope. Don't do it.
Too far away.
Oh, I came up with a really good name for my Dark Iron Dwarf protection tank earlier, but I've already forgotten it. I fucking hate when that happens. It's like, oh, I should call him this. Oh well. I'm sure I'll think of something better. Problem is, when I try and plan my characters out too far in advance, by the time it actually gets around to me being able to make them, this is how I'd race characters I'm on about. I'm kind of bored of the idea of them. Something I discovered with my Outlaw Rogue Void Elf. I was like, I can't wait to have an Outlaw Rogue Void Elf, like, just in terms of like uniqueness and lore and stuff, it could be really cool. But when I made him, I was like, I've been thinking about this guy for months, and now I have him. Can't really be asked to level him. Oh. You're dead, son. Oh, what? You don't have a brain? I'd say that's not possible, but then I'm pretty sure that guy up there doesn't have a brain either. It's not like you're an undead bear, though. Give me a brain, you piece of shit. So, for the record, this isn't going to be as long as the last episode, which went on for 2 hours. Because I do have work again later, and I'd like to play some Fortnite before I go to work and chill out a bit. And I've already uploaded a bunch of archive videos as well today, so you can't say I haven't been productive. You can't. Don't you dare say it. Don't even think it. You can't say it. It's not allowed.
I'm out of range.
Why you gotta whine about it? I feel like when I stream before work, I have a totally different kind of mood and atmosphere to my stream than when I just have the evening to myself. And I think it's better when I don't have work later on. I feel like it's just a part of me that's a bit more reserved. Just give me a damn brain! I feel like there's part of me that's a bit more reserved and like not having as much fun. I'm not saying I'm not having a fun stream now, I am, but I'm definitely not enjoying it as much as I was in the first episode. Just because I know I've got work later. But then if I didn't stream when I have work on the same day, then I wouldn't get to stream very often at all, so I shall just try to make do. And I hope it will be enough for you, loyal watcher, viewer, stalker. I don't know. Let's rebel without a clue. That's a reference. Let's hand these in, and then we'll go to Darkshire, and then we'll fly back here and kill that dude. I think you get a sword from that quest. It's a fairly cool looking sword. Oh, it's a basic looking sword. It's not like a ridiculous fantasy kind of sword you get from the higher level stuff, but it's cool. Fucking hello there, Pepsi Max desk. Pepsi Max desk. I'll have some. Oh, I don't have Pepsi Max. I have Diet Coke. I'm disappointed in myself. Even though they ran that really stupid advertising campaign, that really ignorant one, that was like, Pepsi Max will solve all the world's crises, look, everyone's fighting over race and stuff, but look, Pepsi makes everything okay. That was fucking stupid. Doesn't stop from the fact that I fucking love that drink above all others. So the cries grow softer for now. Light bless you, Sir. I'll try. Oh, I'm friendly with Gilneas. Took long enough. I've been solving enough of your shitless zone.
Hello.
Did you get him? Did you? Thank you. Oh, thank you. I never thought I'd be happy to smell those brains, but I am now that I didn't have to get them. Here's your reward, as promised.
See you later.
Fucking better be a good one. Those brains were sticky. His clothes and bloodstains? If it's not tricks, it's something worse. The others here share my suspicion. Mor'Ladim lives on in undeath, and maybe even more powerful than before. A necromancer was struck down, but a lich may have risen in his place. And now he continues to ruin this land. I remember Duskwood before all this, Sorensa. I remember bright skies and peaceful woods. This can't stand. Mor'Ladim must be stopped for good. Speak to Sister Elsington. Her vision might guide you to where Mor'Ladim is, and how he can be defeated. Was that all of the quest text? Yes, it was. Okay. So I might be wrong then. Ice barrier. Oh, that's nice. Just a little barrier that protects me from taking some damage. I might be wrong about... I'm going to take that off my active buttons. I might be wrong about how Duskwood came to be then, because I thought it was when Medivh did his whole cursey thing. At least it was in the movie, but I know the movie is a little bit different. Not too different, but a little bit.
What can I do?
It's heartening to see one so recently recovered to be concerned with the plight of others. Sven spares himself suffering by not dwelling on his own misfortune. Sven is correct. I can feel the presence of a powerful evil deep beneath the Ravenhill Cemetery. Evil lurks in its catacombs, and Mor'Ladim must be the source. You will need the power of the light to strike him down, Sorensa. Sven told me the heroes who first slew Mor'Ladim wielded an artifact of light-forged iron imbued with holy power. The artifact is still here. I can feel it as well, a glimmer of light amidst the darkness. Search Ravenhill for it, and let the light guide you through it.
You wouldn't want to see me when I'm angry.
About that! I'll do my best, but I'm kind of the opposite. You couldn't have foreseen this. But before we do that, we'll go back to Darkshire, which I thought I'd left behind for good, and we'll see what that grave is all about. Jitters! There he goes again. I I have so many games on the go that I absolutely love, and I can't play all of them at once. It saddens me. Obviously, World of Warcraft is a constant, but Overwatch as well is kind of a constant. That's on the back burner for now because I'm playing Fortnite, which is, you know, one of my active games. I just had to uninstall Subnautica because Windows fucking downloaded an update which was apparently 10 gigabytes, which is why... Did I try and record something? I recorded Spelunky and the audio kind of went weird a couple of times, and it's because I had 9 gigabytes left on my hard drive, but I didn't know it at the time. You really need to have about 23 if you want your computer to work properly. So yeah, that was annoying. I had to uninstall Subnautica, which I was enjoying, but not enough to keep it around. So I'll come back to that game. And I've been playing Rust as well, which is... It's fun, but I don't know that I can get the most amount of fun out of it solo. Because all I'm doing is running around as a naked person on a rock, getting as much stuff as I can, and then being violently murdered in the middle of the night. So this is Sira von Indy. Morgan Landemore? Ah yes, I knew him, of course. No, yes, of course. His was a long and sorrowful tale. I knew him well before he left for the war, but that was the last time I saw him. A noble and good man he was, but he suffered a bad end. Here, I should have something here that can tell the tale better than my own recollections. There was a redundant word in that sentence. Can you figure out what it was? Here, I should have something here. He searches through the shelves and comes up with a leather-bound book. If you would like to know more, you might ask Althea. She's been the one to handle the trouble with him of late. Fucking turn you back on me. It's rude. Hello again, Althea. I thought I never had to talk to you again. I'm just full of surprises today. Morgan Lattimore? Never heard of... Oh, you mean Mor'Ladim! I guess you haven't heard the story. Well, I'll give you the short version. A powerful undead calling himself Mor'Ladim has been wandering duskward. From what we've gathered, it appears to be the undead body of Morgan Lattimore, of whom you apparently know. He's been causing us all sorts of problems, attacking watchmen on patrol and killing people. She sizes you up. You seem to be capable enough. Maybe you could lay him to rest. From what my scouts tell me, Mor'Ladim wanders throughout Duskwood, following a strange and meandering path through the cemetery. We buried him out past a house on the hill. You know where that is? There isn't anything I can do to help you, but I wish you good luck.
Farewell.
Cool. Thanks for that. So this is a quest that has 3 suggested players to attack him and kill him. I used to be able to just do that, but that was before the level scaling. So I don't know how feasible that's going to be. Luckily we've just got Ice Barrier, so we might be able to negate some damage. I'll give it my best shot. And see what I can do. So the trick will be to Frost Nova him in place, do an Ice Flurry, maybe an Ice Lance, by which time he'll break free, Ice Barrier, Frostbolt, 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 or Frostbolt, Ice Lance, Frostbolt, Ice Lance. See if we can kill him that way. If we can't kill him, I know the rest of his story, so I can just tell it. Or I vaguely know it. I could look it up, I guess. Oh! Didn't even realise we had that. Story of Morgan Lattimore. Morgan Lattimore was a great and noble knight who fought in defence of the innocent, the poor, and the afflicted. For many years he worked diligently throughout the outlying areas of Azeroth, bringing relief to the suffering and swift justice to evildoers. He was married to a young girl named Lise in the summer of his 18th year. They were much in love with each other and would eventually produce 3 children and a son and 2 daughters. A son and 2 daughters, fucking... If I can read today, that would be wonderful. Morgan was 32 when war broke out in Lordaeron. Morgan was called to the side of a legendary paladin, Uther the Lightbringer, to fight against the orcs and the undead. Leaving his wife and children in the safety of his home, Morgan left for war. The years passed and the war dragged on, and Morgan would witness many horrific events, including the disbanding of the Paladins of the Silver Hand, the death of Uther, and the spread of the plague. The only thing that kept him from the brink of madness was the knowledge that he would someday be reunited with his wife and children. Morgan would eventually return to his homeland, but find nothing like how he remembered it. The once verdant forest was corrupted and teemed with the undead and other dark forces. Destroyed houses and farms could be found everywhere, and a cemetery near Raven Hill now dominated much of the area. A shocked and bewildered Morgan eventually made his way to his home, and only found it in ruins. Not knowing what had befallen his homeland, he headed towards the village to find answers, and, he hoped, his wife and children. Morgan inquired about his family, but could not find any answers. A priest in Darkshire, as it was now called, said that he might search the cemetery at Raven Hill for a gravestone. Morgan refused to believe that his family was dead, and continued to search every farm and house in Duskwood, but to no avail. Morgan rode from Darkshire to nearby Lakeshire, thinking that perhaps his family had fled. On his way there, he decided, against his better judgment, to stop by Ravenhill Cemetery. Morgan spent hours walking amongst the gravestones. He recognised many names of people that he knew, and became more and more distraught. Then he saw them, a small, untended plot amongst the many, with 3 small gravestones. A feeling of dread washed over him as he approached. Morgan brushed off the dust of the most prominent gravestone to reveal the name on it. Simply carved upon the grave, letters spelled out his worst fear. Lise Lattimore, beloved wife and mother. Morgan's apprehension turned to dismay and then to grief, and he fell to his knees weeping. For hours he stared at that one grave, begging the cold stone for forgiveness and sobbing apologies. Then, hours later, something in him snapped, and he began to lash out. He brought his sword out of his scabbard and began to rain blows on the gravestones, screaming in rage. Blind in his fury, he lashed out and swung wildly, catching the notice of a trio of cemetery's attendants. As they tried to restrain him, he turned his focus on them, hurling accusations of guilt upon the innocent attendants, then killed them all. Later, when the rage had passed, realization crept into Morgan's mind, and he saw his bloody sword driven into the chest of one of the attendants. Driven to the brink by his emotions, he removed his belt knife and plunged it into his heart. Morgan Lattimore's body and 3 bodies of his victims were found the next day. He was quickly buried, without ceremony, in a hastily dug grave on the outskirts of a cemetery. Because Morgan committed murder against innocence, something that went completely against his beliefs and his nature, and because of the grief that he held in being unable to save his family, Morgan could not die a peaceful death, and lived on as one of the restless undead. Only days later, his grave was disturbed, and his body could not be found. The being that was Morgan now wanders Duskwood, consumed by his grief over the loss of his wife and children, and his own self-hatred. Mor'Ladim, as he now calls himself, roams Duskwood with mindless vengeance and hatred, and has been known to commit murder indiscriminately. So, that's the story behind that guy. I remember reading that once before, and the funny thing is, that must have stayed in my subconscious and inspired me, because I mentioned in the last episode about how I wrote backstories for all of my WoW characters, and I did it in that kind of a style, where it tells the tale, but not from anyone's point of view. It's just kind of like an overview of what happens to these characters. And they don't shape the world, they are shaped by the events of the world. So for instance, Mor'Ladim, or Morgan as he was called then, was a paladin, and he witnessed all those terrible things happen. That's similar to what happens to my characters. They don't shape the events, they just witness them happen and are shaped by them. I think, it's so cool how similar that is. Like, I never noticed that before. But anyway, we better put this guy to rest, because, hot damn. I mean, we don't have the light to, like, cleanse his soul or whatever, but we should probably just get rid of him anyway. I'm not sure that's how that works, don't quote me. I've become surrounded. I don't want to have to deal with any other mobs. Maybe if we go around this way. But yeah, that's probably one of the coolest little side quest NPC stories in the game, I think. I love it so much. I'm not gonna love it when he turns out to be a tough fucker to kill. I bet you've just killed him, haven't you? 59 Death Knight, what are you doing here? Oh, level scaling. That's quite cool, taking a Death Knight to Duskwood, actually. I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. This zone has become actually one of my more favourite zones since I did it in this series. Oh, there he is. Okay, Mor'Ladim, let's see what you've got. Let's make sure that we don't pull any other mobs first. And then, boosh. Okay, you can't reach me now. Can you reach me? You should be able to. Ah, we got this. Or we might not. Did he just use holy magic against me? Ah, thanks, dude. Oh, I forgot to put my barrier up.
am most grateful.
Cool, so he's dead. And we've got his skull, so we've laid Morgan to rest. I just love side quests like that give the world so much flavour. Hopefully we'll come across more of them on our travels. Buried in the cold dirt, you find a brilliant metal shaft, but there are holes where pieces of the artifact are clearly missing. In front of you, the bearer slips down towards the dark entrance to the crypts. You can feel the tug of the light-forged artifact urging you towards it. Perhaps the other place is down there. Can you not? Thank you. Damn, this barrier lasts for a while. It lasts until I can cast it again. I never noticed that before. So this is a lovely bunch of crypts. Can't mount up down here, of course. Can blink though, don't know why I'm not doing that. Excuse the sniffles. My nose has been getting a bit... I think I'm getting hay fever. I don't suffer too much from it, but I do get sneezes and blocked noses and runny noses and all that kind of shit. And we just had some really nice weather recently. In the dirt of this alcove, your eye catches the shine of brilliant metal. You found another piece of the artifact. You attached... Fucking go away! You attach the arc to the rod, and the artifact is nearly complete. A large gap still sits at the centre of the holy symbol's head. Once again, you feel it tug your arm, urging you towards the hole in the wall and the winding tunnel ahead. The last piece must be through here. See, this is all the stuff. This is all the stuff you skip past. All the stuff that you already know, but is worth reading anyway. You know what? Let's just keep that there for now. We'll probably move it later on, but for now it's nice to just be able to do it at a touch of a button. Man, I'm gonna need to sell some shit soon. Rawr. In the darkest depths of your servant tunnel, you spy the faintest gleam. The last piece is found. The pieces fit, and the holy artifact is restored, gleaming with sacred light. This should let you defeat Morvenfeld's dark magic. Further down the tunnel, away from the direction you came from, a highness cackle rings out. It's a clattering laugh of a lich. Morvenfeld is just ahead. Let's go bring the fucker down then! With this holy artifact. This isn't the holy priest staff from Legion, is it? It'd be cool if they, if it was something to do with that, but I doubt it. Because it's like a Naru staff, I believe, in Legion. This is a nice little room, isn't it? Hey Mormont, I like your den. He's just like, thank you. You know, you don't expect many visitors down here. It's nice to see you here. So this is a necromancer that cursed Duskwood, then. If this zone's lore is to be believed. Let's be honest, it changes every week. There's some inconsistencies between WoW Chronicle Volume 1 and 3 which pisses me off, kind of, because like, I was like, I have a comprehensive list of like, a comprehensive like, collection of like, the final lore that they've decided, like, this is, we're not going to touch it up after this or whatever, but then they touch it up between books 1 and 3, it's like, guys, can you not? Because, for instance, in Chronicle Volume 1, the original continent that split up into Eastern Kingdoms, Kalimdor, Northrend and Pandaria, and Broken Isles and all the islands and stuff, was just one continent, like Pangaea or whatever, like Earth's equivalent. Oh, we need to do this, don't we? There we go. Yeah, fucking, it was like, they said, oh, the Night Elves Empire was in the centre of Azeroth's biggest continent, and it was like, oh, so that basically confirms there's at least another continent, maybe on the other side of a planet, which we haven't been to yet. And then in Volume 3, they revisited that, and they were like, the Night Elves Empire was in the centre of the world's only continent. It's like, only? What do you mean, only? You just told me. It's like, guys, please. And there's always a chance that, like, they're referring to slightly different time frames, and like it's sunk within that time or something like that. They could always go back and say something like that, but it just feels like an inconsistency at this point. That's annoying. Of course, I'm saying that as like a consumer. Like, I'm sure I wouldn't be able to write such an expansive like world without having inconsistencies in the lore. Like, I understand it. I'm just whinging, really. Guys, we're on the hushed back again. We need to be very quiet. If I repeat a joke from earlier, is it still funny? We're back, everyone. We've killed dudes. We've killed evil dudes. Give us money, please. May the disgusting monster stay dead this time. I'll head down there and scatter his remains to ash myself, Serenza. You've done a great thing. Perhaps in time Duskwood can return to its former peaceful state. Yeah, until until they do another questing overhaul, mate. That's more been fell done. Mor'Ladim was in Darkshire. And then we can head to Stranglethorn, because that's what we're going to do. This mount, by the way, you get from a very long series. It suits the Void of perfectly. You get from a very long series of Easter eggs in Legion, culminating in a maze which is different for every player, and which apparently takes like 4 to 6 hours to get through. I haven't done it. Oh, there's another one. I haven't done it yet, but I really, really want to. Because that... You okay, Griffin? You bumped your head there. That mount looks so cool. What's it called? The Lucid Nightmare? That's the one. You can also get a green version of that mount, which is like, it doesn't look as corrupted or whatever. It's just kind of like got green instead of purple around it, as a Paragon chest mount from, I believe, Court of Ferondis. The only Paragon mount I'd ever got, and I got it very recently, is the Blessed Fell Crusher from the Army of the Light. I don't mind the fact that I got this, because the Army of the Light has 2 more Paragon chest mounts you can get. So it's not like I'm like, oh great, like the Emissary is this week, I don't need that, I've already got their Paragon mount. That's not true, because there's 2 other mounts. So that's cool. And I like Alex. I don't really use them, to be fair, but I do like them. That's not an Alec, that's a mammoth. We'll be seeing plenty of those in Wrath of the Lich King. In Northrend, why do they say the name of the expansion instead of a continent? Pardon me, just had to get some burps out before I continued my narration. I don't blame you if you're having trouble with him, Serenza. Some of our strongest watchers have been lost to Mor'Ladim. Don't worry about it. Here's his skull. You killed him? That's no small accomplishment, Serenza. On behalf of the people of Darkshire and the Night Watch, I thank you. Ah, there is one small matter, however. I should have told you this earlier. How do I put this? Morgan may have believed that his family was all dead, but, in fact, his daughter Sarah Lattimore is now a Watcher. She's always been troubled by the circumstances surrounding her father's death. Perhaps you could go bring the news to her.
Careful.
Oh, cool, thanks for that. Hey!
Well
I killed your daddy, just so you know.
Greetings.
Yes? My father? Her eyes become downcast. I wish there was something I could have done for him. If only I had talked to him before he... Here, take this and lay it on his grave. Maybe, somehow, he'll know that I'm okay, and that none of us hold him responsible for what happened. There are tears in her eyes now, as she slides a ring from her right hand and presses it into your hands. And, thank you, Sarinsa.
Farewell.
Man, I feel like if I killed someone, I wouldn't get that level of thanks. You know? Azeroth is a weird place.
Can I help you?
Let's go to Ravenhill again. This might be the last time we see Darkshire, so... Goodbye! We'll probably fly over it at some point, I don't fucking know. The Daughter Who Lived. Nice reference. Stranglethorn is a lot greener and a lot less gloomy, in case you didn't like the atmosphere of Duskwood. There are only so many Griffin rides you can really sit through before you end up looking at your phone instead of anything else. I shouldn't do that though, I should be entertaining. I'm a shit streamer. Ew, those are not two words you should put together. Jesus. Let's continue this solemn task then. By the way, if you're wondering why I'm not doing this quest, it's because it's a battle pet quest. I have actually done it before. There's not much point doing it though. Do dailies give XP? I don't think they do. And besides, this is a series about lore, not battle pets. I've been playing too much Fortnite. I wondered if that bush was a player. Like, only passingly, but the thought was there. Let's return to the Weathered Grave and hopefully not have to fight him again while we read the quest text. Leave me be! A ghostly voice sounds on the wind. This is... Sarah? Could it be she's still alive? The weight is removed from my shoulders. Sarensa. Take my sword, Arceus. As my soul is put to rest, I have no more need for it. It was forged to do good, and now I have proved myself unworthy to hold it. Perhaps you will carry on the light through it. Again, I'm a void elf. Lise, my love. And that's all the quests in Duskwood. My sword Arceus served me well in life, but as at last my spirit... Okay, we'll fucking read it and down here then. As at last my spirit may pass from the unhappy existence, I need it no longer. I shall cling to the love of my daughter, and hope that I will find forgiveness under the light for my sins. This is the sword. Oh, it's not as cool as I remember. My apologies. I thought it was like more kind of like long and like had kind of like a hilt to it. Unless maybe I was given the two-handed version because I was on a different class or something. I don't know. Either way, we should replace our ring. Oh! I did not even notice those guys. They snuck up on me. Well, that guy's gone covered. See, that guy might get the sword. He's level 62 now, or is that a different raid now? Or is this a different Death Knight, I'm trying to say? Man, those two Draenei cannot be more different. Lightforge Draenei, Death Knight Draenei. Anyway. So we've done every single quest in Duskwood now, or maybe not every quest, there might be a couple of odd ones, but we've done all the storylines in Duskwood now, so we've got 5 out of 5 chapters done. So that means we can move on to Northern Stranglethorn, where we're going to see a whole bunch of trolls and a whole bunch of leopards and tigers and lions and bears. Oh my. Can resist. If Stranglethorn gets too boring, we might abandon it. I don't want to. I'll try my best not to. But I need to make enjoying this series a priority, because I don't want to abandon another series, you know? I want to level Serenity all the way up to 110, however many parts that might take. Right, we're not going to take Flight Master because there's literally no point, because it goes between the two. Let's just take a scenic stroll through Duskwood. I'll miss this place. Like, I honestly did not expect to enjoy this place as much as I did in these last two streams. I was thinking Duskwood. I think I said it at the beginning of the last stream. I was like, Duskwood's kind of boring. It's not. I was wrong. I apologise. Hopefully I'm equally as wrong about Northern and Stranglethorn. Actually, it'll be good to do Stranglethorn again, because apparently we'll be encountering the Bloodsail Buccaneers in BFA. Or if not them, then at least like pirates who know them. And like I said, it's a look at how they used to do troll aesthetic compared to how they're going to be doing it in Battle for Azeroth. So yeah, there's plenty of reasons to go to Stranglethorn. Let's do it. Are you ready to see the sunshine for the first time in what, 3.5 hours? Is that how long this series has been going on for? Oh, but first, you're a merchant, aren't you? You're not. Oh, I thought there was a merchant here. Okay, never mind. I'll find one in Stranglethorn then. Say goodbye to our last spooky tree. They need to revamp the trees at some point. That is straight up 2D. The trees in Battle for Azeroth look gorgeous. Like, that was the first thing I noticed when they unveiled. Is it Stormsong Valley? I think it's called. But yes, this is Stranglethorn, and I'm immediately realising how much I have missed the sun in this game. Good lord, it is beautiful. Although I feel like most of the time when I come to Stranglethorn it's raining, apart from when I'm looking for that one battle pet that appears only when it's raining. Rebel without a clue. Get that flight path. Okay, Lieutenant Doran, what's going on here? Welcome to our camp, Mage. You couldn't have arrived at a better time. Get used to hearing that. A lot of people say that. Hello, Mage. We are the soldiers of Stormwind, and rebels from Curzon's compound, a large outpost that you'll find just to the southeast of here. We were under the command of Colonel Curzon, until he and those close to him started to descend into madness. We rebelled, set up camp here, and stood against Curzon. Now my sources are telling me Curzon has disappeared. I trust my source, but it would help to hear from a third party. Please, head into the compound and find some documentation of his fate. Sure thing. Brother Nimitz. I have a feeling that Curzon's medicine men are distributing more than just medicine. Curzon needs some way to quench insubordination, and an elixir under the guise of medicine would be the perfect way to do that. We need those remedies for research. Search the Curzon compound to the southeast. Its medicine men and jungle fighters should carry the remedies on their bodies. I do most of the cooking at the camp. It used to be a lot of work until I brought a mechanical cooking pot from a goblin merchant. The pot is a wonder. It saved me countless hours. Until it broke. Can you take the pot back to the goblin for me so he can fix it? His name is Krazek. Last I heard, he was staying with Nessingwary in a hunter's camp just to the south. Oh yeah, Hemet Nessingwary. He's a legendary hunter, and he appears in a few zones in this game for quests. Oh no. He was under attack. There are a lot of people here. I think I said this in the last video. I think a lot of people are leveling characters ready for Battle for Azeroth, especially like the... Okay, that's a Night Elf, but... I totally forgot Night Elves. Can Night Elves be paladins? No, you can't be paladins. You're just using a toy. That confused the shit out of me. I was like, Night Elves can't be paladins. Don't think they can be anyway. No, it's just Dwarves and Draenei, and Lightforged Draenei, of course, on this side of the faction. Factions, two of them. Alright, before we go to Hemet, let's do these quests. Balls! That's probably going to happen a lot, isn't it? Get out of here, T'Challa! Okay, that's the only time we're going to make that joke. I'm going the wrong way entirely. I guess I do need to go off a beaten path then. So yeah, there's panthers that stalk, so you can't see them until they pounce on you. That's going to get annoying. And if I remember rightly, Hermit Nesingwary's quests entail just killing a whole load of them, and then a whole load of like different creatures, until it culminates in killing the king of that kind of creature. And there's like 2 or 3 subsets of those quests in this zone alone, which I've done on Lawmaster, and it's annoying when I was doing that on my level 110 character. So I may get frustrated. I shall try to remain patient. Rip. So yeah, this is hello, you look fucking evil. This is, oh, no one can attack this guy. Oh, no, he's fine. I'm not sure I've seen many human shadow priests around. You'd expect to see more of them, but anyway, so Curzon is a guy who used to be in the Stormwood Army, and then he turned a little bit batshit. That's the story here. You need to be caught up. Don't you drink that potion? Yeah, we gotta collect jungle remedies.
I must get closer.
Oh, you must get closer, must you? Nope. Drink healing a potion is apparently a spell that I can interrupt. I like to imagine myself just screaming at them until they're intimidated into dropping it. Oh, I can read those. Remind me to read those. Okay, so now I just need to kill these dudes to get the jungle remedies. It's murder time. But yeah, I've always felt like Northern Stranglethorn retains a lot of a vanilla vibe with quests. Like, a lot of them will just be kill like this many mobs, or like collect these items which like have an annoyingly low drop rate. But considering that I never actually played in vanilla, I'd probably just put full of shit. By the way, when vanilla comes out, I'll definitely live stream it, but I don't know if I'll live stream my first experiences. I might do. I'll decide that closer to the time. I'm hoping that at this BlizzCon they'll announce a release date, or at least some kind of update. But if they do if they do come out for a release date, I'm sure it won't be till next year, and they might just say sometime in 2019, which they don't normally do. But people, when it comes to vanilla, I feel like they lift the rules a little bit, because people are. If you're not familiar with what happened, basically they shut down a really popular vanilla private server, and it got so much backlash that they relented and said, okay, we'll make our own vanilla server so that you can play on it. And because of it has so much community like interest riding on it and stuff, I mean, they haven't exactly been transparent. Like, we haven't heard much since they announced that they were working on it. I think there was one other update that said yes, we're still working on it, and I don't remember when that was. Because they said, oh, you know, the original server blades, we're going to need those back. I don't know if that was a joke or not, but they just kind of said that they were still working on it. Oh wait, no, that was the original announcement, wasn't it, that they said that? Yeah, anyway, I'm going to shut my mouth now. But they announced that they had begun working on it. Like, they hadn't been working on it, they were about to start working on it. That was their announcement. And they never do that. That's like a break in protocol for Blizzard. Like, you only ever hear something about a project after it's been worked on for like 5 years, typically. Like, Overwatch was originally Project Titan, and when that died. They didn't say anything about it becoming something else until suddenly they unveiled Overwatch. And, oh, hey, that's what came out of Project Titan. We should be working together, buddy. Us mages. Mages gotta stick together. Human mage. Why are people leveling humans? No, humans are fine. I used to think humans were boring, but I think with the graphical update that came with Warlords of Draenor, they're okay. Same with... I don't know, there are certain like races that I hated the look of before Warlords of Draenor updated them. Like Dwarven females just looked horrible. Tauren females as well. And Tauren in general I didn't really like their faces. Which sounds really insulting. I just didn't like how Tauren looked in the head region until they updated all that shit. Cool.
Many thanks.
Just hatched. While looking through the soldier's possessions, you look down to see a newborn raptor hatchling looking back up at you. I forgot about this. Was it following Curzon militiamen the whole time? You can see it studying you, learning your features and following your movements. The lash-tailed hatchling has formed a bond with you. Perhaps someone back at the rebel camp will know what to do with a raptor hatchling. So, this is a quest line that, spoilers, ends up with you adopting this raptor as like a battle pet. And I've got it somewhere. And I got so goddamn attached to this raptor while I was doing the Law Master quest. I was like, ah, look at him, he's so cute! I'm excited to play with him again. Although there are some really fucking annoying quests revolving around him, if I remember right. You have to like get him to eat like stuff you kill to help him grow. It's annoying. We're level 26 by the way. I haven't been like noting our level ups. And we're very almost level 27. I won't go to Nessingwary just yet, because that's a whole other subset of quests. Lots of mages in Strangleform today. I feel like as I level up and do things in the game, I'll assign myself certain titles. Like when we finish doing all the Northern zones, I feel like then I'll have earned my Champion of the Frozen Wastes title and I'll stick that up there. I'm a little bit of an alchemist in my spare time, you know. Well done, Zaritza. Now let's see what they've got in this elixir of theirs. Brother Nemetz analyzes samples you've given him. This is just basilisk blood! No, it's mostly basilisk blood. They've added something to it though. I'll need a control sample to perform a proper comparison. They most likely obtained the blood from the crystal spine basilisks, found to the east of their compound. Bring me back some pure samples and I'll have this elixir figured out. Yes, the little one seems to have taken a liking to you. You're lucky. At this age, your raptors are calm, peaceful, and easily trained. Keep her, Sarensa. She may come in handy. In fact, it looks like your young raptor is hungry. If you're looking to keep her, why don't you find her something to eat? The lashtail often attack the basilisks of Strangleform, which can be found to the east beyond Curzon's compound. She probably isn't strong enough to hunt on her own yet, but I'm sure she will eat freshly killed basilisk meat. 0 out of 40 bites of basilisk meat. I'm pretty sure she takes multiple bites. I'm hoping she takes multiple bites per basilisk, or I'm going to cry. What were we able to find, Sarensa? I was able to find things that I was supposed to read. Let's read them. Short list of political prisoners within the compound. Curzon prison records. Do not disseminate. Baron Burnquill. Crimes. Disobedience. Disorderly conduct. Punishment. Incarceration. 50 years. Christ. Emarine Junis. Crimes. Punishment specially ordered by Colonel Curzon. Punishment. Incarceration. 75 years. That's boringly vague. Osborne Obnauticus. Crimes. Madness. Punishment. Incarceration. 130 years. Buxton Herod. Crimes. Consorting with rebels. Punishment. Death by hanging. Colonel Conrad Curzon. Crimes. Weakness. Punishment. Flung from tower. Wait. Isn't that him? Parchment specially ordered by Colonel Curzon. Are we about to find out in a quest text that he's dead? Okay. What about this other one? Curzon Compound Officers Dossier. A list of Curzon officials. Curzon, yeah. Chief Anders. Leads the commandos and jungle fighters, responsible for maintaining the compound's militia and protecting the compound's resources from rebel attacks. Chief Gaulas. Leads the medicine men and head shrinkers, responsible for medical cause and maintaining peace with the nearby blood scalps and skull splitters. Chief Miranda. Leads the Curzon Shadow Ops, responsible for maintaining Bluestone Cache and for further research into its uses. Chief Esquivel. Interim chief after the death of Colonel Curzon, responsible for overseeing operations of Curzon's expedition. Okay, he's dead then. What were we able to find, Serenza? They killed him? And all this time I thought he had them beneath an iron boot heel. Curzon's death is a relief, but what's more interesting, and perhaps more immediate, is the sign of some potential allies within the compound. I don't care what it says on the prison record, I know exactly why those three were locked up. Refusal to follow orders. They must have been spared from the madness, much like my fellow rebels here, and incarcerated for speaking up. Find them, Serenza. Find them and send them back here. What was that? Was that lightning? Oh, look how busy it is. I love it. I wish it was always this busy. Maybe I need to just move all my characters to this realm. So we gotta do these quests. Oh yeah, I was gonna look for a merchant, wasn't I? Which one of you sells shit? There you are. There's always one. Hey, do you want to buy my crap? Buy this, buy this, buy this and 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 this. You know, that legendary sword. Yeah, just take it, I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna use a potion. I've got looms. I've got looms, looms, that's already been updated. Oh no, we're gonna keep that. That's like our original attire. I like to keep that in my bank. I pick up cloth by default, but am I gonna be a tailor? I don't know. I'll keep it just in case because I don't have any other characters on this realm to send stuff between. Pretty spider leg, wolf flank, spider crap. I don't need most of this crap. Let's move these over here. Story of Mor'Ladim. I'm gonna keep that. Don't really care. Alright, let's start looking at stuff. Don't need that. And no. No. Okay, now we got inventory space again. Do something. Go have a quick drink, that's what I'm gonna do. Ew, a gnome. Ew, another gnome. Gross. Kick it. Kill it with fire. If there was ever an argument for joining the Horde. Worst race. Wait, no. Pandaren. They exist. Well, Pandaren are cool as an NPC race, but as a playable race... No. I think well, fucking what am I trying to say? I think Blizzard, that's their name, have openly come out and said that yeah, making them a neutral faction was a mistake. Doesn't really make sense in the story, and it's going to cause some issues now. Well, they've said it was a mistake. I kind of interpreted the rest because they're definitely Alliance characters. They just are. As much as I wish it wasn't the truth, they don't really fit in the Horde. The only argument for them being in a Horde is, look, they're more of an animal type race. Except they're sophisticated. Unlike those Horde bastards.
I do not have a target.
Congrats, Moonkin. I'm proud for you. Look at my ponytail tendrils flopping all over the place. Oh, cool! I rescued 2 of them at once. All of them at once? All of them at once. I was worried I was going to have to. Oh, it said no. If you don't mind, I'm going to teleport us back to Rebel Camp. We'll thank you in person later. Fuck you! I don't have to deal with you. Right, what are we doing over here? Killing basilisks and then eating them. Well, you're gonna do the eating, little guy. Well, you're not a little guy. You're a little lass. I wonder if they assign its gender based on your character's gender. So I could have sworn it was a guy before, unless I just didn't read the quest text, which is always possible for when I'm doing Lore Master. I like to read the quest text, but I would also like to get the achievement one day, so I think they're in a cave, aren't they? Ah, piss off. Oh, I don't give a shit about you. Oh, this isn't where the basilisks are, is it? Is it? No, it's definitely not. Wonderful. Oh, this is gonna suck. I don't have to kill these guys. Oh, another one. Okay. I might die. Just stay there. Where are the basilisks then? Weird. Maybe someone's just killed them all. I wouldn't expect basilisks to be here though. I'd expect them to be more of like a swampy area. I know, Stranglethorn has them. I think. Yeah, there's one over there. Basilisks are normally found by water, I believe. Maybe I'll just search for them myself. Because we've already established the fact that a lot of the time quest marker doesn't tell the whole story. Oh, okay, they do spawn here. Someone just killed them all. Well, I'll be damned. Oh, I know what it is. The bodies aren't around because when you eat them, they disappear. I believe. There you go. Such a hungry little tyke. Yeah, there it goes. That's why I couldn't see any. Eat up. Ah. Good lord, at least let me get the quest items first, mate. I'm gonna refer to this raptor as a guy, even though it's not a guy. I feel like that's rude. I shouldn't do that. There's one. Oh, you've existed for all of 5 seconds, and now you're dead. This guy is hungry. Keep jumping. Keep jumping. Can't you get more than 3 bites out of a basilisk? Oh no, you want to do the quest as well. Alright, let's unofficially party up and just hang out and look for basilisks. Hey guys, what did the basilisk say to the other basilisk? I don't know, I was too petrified to ask. Oh. Basilisk is a fun word. Oh, there's some basilisk. Don't kill him, 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 don't kill him. Kill him. Let's get quests. Aren't you gonna eat him? Eat up! Oh, you bastard. There we go. What's wrong with the other one? Fussy eater. There's one up there. Don't know if they've seen him or if I'm missing one. Ah, here we go. Oh, right, up in the hills here. This quest is annoying. Oh, and you're not going to eat him either. Wonderful. Well, I've almost got one of the basilisk quests done. Do you know something that I don't? Where are you going? Like this medicine man just up here in the hills doing nothing. Well, now I just need to kill him to eat him, so... Should I just hand this quest in and hope I come across more basilisks and then hope it doesn't mess up the quest order too much? Man, it's what I was talking about with Strangleform. It'd be kind of annoying. Kind of a grind. Because the problem is when I'm killing with these guys, half the time he doesn't even care about the basilisks.
I'm out of range.
Oh, he is not eating anything anymore. Okay, fuck this. I'm sure we'll be back here anyway. Maybe Hemet will get us to hunt some. There'll be more basilisks in the future, don't you worry. In fact, when I hand these quests in, I think I'm going to end the stream. Because it's getting on a bit. And I'm getting pretty tired. And I've got work later. And I want to chill for work. So it's been fun though. Nice getting episode 2 in the bag. I think it has been almost 2 hours, even though I said it wouldn't be. Which means if you're watching the VOD, I'm like, it's not going to be 2 hours, you're probably looking at the video time and think, it is though. You still sat there? See, I knew it. You're not a night elf after all. You are a lightful drainer, you prick.
Hello.
There's something not quite healthy about this elixir, Serenza. Even though I haven't completed my analysis, I can sense it. This will do. Please hold on for a moment while I test this out. After reducing the basilisk blood out of the elixir, I've uncovered an unusual precipitate. It appears to be a blue crystal of some sort. Brother Nimitz consults his notes. It's not a singing blue crystal, not a pulsing blue shard. He flips forward a few pages. Not a piece of a mind's eye. Nope, this isn't something you've seen before in Strangleform. If anyone has any more of his substance, I want it. Check the high-ranking Curzon troops in the back of their cave. So that's what our cave is about. Thank you, Serenza. It looks like my suspicions were correct. The 3 prisoners seem to have escaped the affliction that gripped Curzon and the rest of his men. Before you arrived, Emerine teleported them over to Stormwind to get cleaned up after their ordeal. They promised to return soon. So they're not going to thank me in person. Now that our allies have been evacuated, it's time to run a final raid on Curzon's compound. They will never be weaker than they are right now, and with your help, we may be able to weaken them beyond repair. Those 4 names that were listed in the officer's dossier, Anders, Gaulis, Miranda and Esquivel, will be the highest ranking personnel remaining. Look for them in that cave in the back of their compound. Removing all 4 will be devastating to Curzon's forces. Go with honour, Sir Insa. Okay, we'll do that next time. In the meantime, I don't have an inn to sleep in because it's a stranglethorn and no one's that sophisticated. Bugger. Where can we find to hunker down for the night? I wonder if there is an innkeeper around here. I want that rested XP! No rested XP for me. I'll just go to sleep under this tent here. I'm sure Caleb won't mind. Well, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.